there's quite a few trails that needs to be cleared. So the objective today was to come in and try and clear some of them. As you can see, it's going to take a while to try and clear it. All right, it's more than a mile worth of trails.
This is going to be our new Veteran Retreat Center. And so we're going to be holding retreats for veterans on a year-round basis here. It's a beautiful facility. We've got hundreds of acres of pristine wilderness and a lodge, 5 cabins, a yurt, and lots of trails and campsites. So we're super excited about the retreats we're going to be able to hold here.
Homeward Bound holds retreats out here for veterans, a lot of whom have been in combat or have some sort of trauma, PTSD. And this is just kind of a place for us to get away. When you go into the military, you go to basic training, you basically get stripped down to nothing. You get taken to your bare essentials and built up as a soldier. When you get out, you don't get your uniform taken off and stripped down and built back up to a civilian. You're just kind of thrown into it. So for me, I lost my identity. I mean, I was a soldier. You know, I was an airman, I was a sergeant. That was my job. So it was a big challenge, and not really feeling like I had people that I could relate to all the time made it really difficult. So finding that identity, finding that sense of who's rich, you know, that was tough, that was hard. And being here, we can all relate to that, we can all understand it, and we can commiserate if we're still struggling, and we have each other to lean on for it.
Most people, they're intrigued with the idea of, you were deployed, did you do anything, did you kill anyone? And that's something I hate when people ask that. And most people don't realize the trauma of asking a question like that.
Well, we've been doing retreats for about 5 years now on a regular basis, but we haven't had our own place. We've had some very generous offers and places that we've used over the last 5 years, but we haven't had a place that we can call home. A very generous donor has come forward and is paying for us to be able to lease this property from Paul Smith College. And it's a family of a serviceman who was killed in Afghanistan. And so we're going to name the camp after their son. So the name of the camp is going to be Sergeant Carlton A. Clark Veterans Retreat Center.
There's something, at least for me, the way I grew up hunting, fishing, being in the woods, being able to be in nature is just so cathartic. It's just a release. And being around other veterans that are here, this is an opportunity for us to, you know, kind of let go of a lot of stuff that has plagued us for a long time, that's really caused us to struggle. And being around other guys where we can kind of take the lid off the pot and let some of the steam out, that's what this is for. That's what out here, that's what this fire, this area here is for, and it's amazing.
Most veterans will tell you they prefer to be deployed than being back in the States. This is like a deployment to me. You're in control of yourself. So when I go back to the city, I'm rejuvenated coming up here and revitalize myself. It's like you get plugged in and you get this surge of energy. That's what it does for you, just being here alone.
There's something about being out here and just feeling the nothing and being able to be part of it. And it's yours. You know, you don't have the bells and whistles of a big town. You know, the lonely lights you see are the stars. That's amazing. That's, you know, you don't have to build anything to make this what it is. This is what it is. And we're lucky enough to be able to have this up here in the Adirondacks, to be part of the mountains and enjoy the hiking, enjoy the, you know, the canoeing, the kayaking, the hunting, the fishing, just being out and being part of it where it's so unadulterated and so non-touched by humans.
All of the positive things that the military teaches soldiers, you know, the self-reliance, the independence, the pushing themselves to the utmost limit, those are all very, very valuable things. They can also sort of backfire sometimes in that people feel like there's a weakness if they ask for help, that maybe there's something wrong with them if they ask for help. I think that everybody can benefit from retreats like this, from experiencing, spending time with yourself in the wilderness. I mean, PTSD, how can you be in a combat zone? How can you be in the war and not experience PTSD? And yet there's still a very strong stigma in our society about people asking for help. So I think that stigma and that hesitation to ask for help is the biggest obstacle that we're facing right now.
being out here and being with the guys that are here and the women that are here, it lets you let that go, and it makes you realize you're not alone. We're not terminally unique like we think we are. We're just like everybody else. You know, we cry, we laugh, you know, we're vulnerable. And this is a chance to realize that you don't have to be alone when you're fighting the demons and struggling with the things that we struggle with, because we all do. We've got our brothers and sisters out here that we can lean on. For a couple days out here, we're not alone.
Veterans Coming Home is made possible with support from Casella Resource Solutions and the Cloud Splitter Foundation.